welcome back to my channel and Happy New Year. Currently New Year's Eve as I'm filming this right now. It's like 7 o'clock at night. I've had a struggle filming this video. Believe me, my camera has died. I messed up my eyeliner. It's been a day. And I really wanted to get 2 videos up today. I just don't know if I'm gonna be able to now because now people are starting to get here and I don't like people listening to me film. Crazy to even think that you guys are gonna be watching this video in 2019, which is actually only in a few hours. So that's just crazy. This is the first video of the new year. So I'm hoping to get this up tomorrow on January 1st. This is the look that I created today using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Sultry palette. This is my New Year's Eve look, and I'm sad that I wasn't able to get it up in time for you guys to try to recreate this, but this doesn't have to be just a New Year's Eve look. This can definitely be a look that you guys are doing, you know, for a night out, a birthday, anything like that. I mean, I don't typically wear smoky eye, like dark black and silver smoky eyes, so it was really fun to create this because I was stepping out of my box. I used to only use blacks and silvers back in the day when I only used 2 shades and kind of just threw it on my eyeball. But yeah, it was kind of really fun to step out of my comfort zone and create something really dark and smoky because it's not something I typically do. So if you guys are interested in how I got this look, keep on watching. So usually I already start with my face primed, but if you saw my last video of my ULTA haul, I got a new primer, so I thought I'd actually put that on with you guys. And as you guys can probably tell, my skin is not doing very well right now. Usually I'm not filming or I start with a foundation if my skin is in this kind of condition, but we all go through it. We all have breakouts. We all have redness. And honestly, one of the things I really like watching is how to cover that up or to make it look better with makeup on. And right now, it's after that time of month. And usually my skin actually gets worse towards the end, which a lot of girls experience it in the beginning or prior, and I'm the complete opposite. My skin's perfect and beautiful and smooth right beforehand and during, and then once I get to the end of my time of the month, it gets even worse, and then it kind of clears up after like a week or so after. So I'm in like the clear up stage right now where it's red still, and I have like the dry patches, but it's all flat, which is probably like the best part of it, you know, like it's a lot easier to cover it up when you don't have the actual bumps, but you can still do the same steps that I'm going to do to cover it up anyways if you have the actual acne present. So starting, I'm going to use the 4-in-1 Correcting Primer by Pure. I've never used this before. Girl at ULTA recommended this to me, so I'm really excited to use this. I have dry skin, obviously it's breaking out right now, and because it's starting to clear up, I have a lot of like dry patches. And like I said in my last video, if you saw it, sorry to keep repeating myself, but I feel like a lot of the moisturizing, hydrating primers out there don't really like grip onto your makeup, and it's kind of just sets in like a moisturizer, and it's kind of just like putting a moisturizer on. It's not like a really good primer that's going to make your makeup stay better, but this one, it's the 4-in-1. What really intrigued me with this primer is it says that it is a perfect beauty tonic and primer for your best and worst skin days. It just says smooth onto clean, moisturized skin, which I already did moisturize, allow to dry, then follow up with your favorite Pure foundation. Now, I'm not using Pure foundation. I feel like any foundation with it will probably work just fine. I'm going to take, I don't know, I've never used it before, so like this much I'm gonna say. Start working that into the skin. It does smell really good. It kind of smells like suntan lotion. I don't think there is any in this, but it has that smell to it. So already, first impressions, it's like really tacky, which I really like. Like I said, a lot of them just kind of like sink into your skin and then disappear. So this one felt moisturizing as I was putting it on, and then it got like really tacky and like kind of harder. So I'm gonna let this set in and dry for a little bit, just like it said, and I'll be right back. Okay, so it's been a few minutes, and I feel like this is about as dry as it's going to be, and it still feels tacky, which I enjoy. So now this is the part usually that you're going with foundation, but instead I'm actually going to go in with a little bit of concealer over like my red areas. That way it just gives it more coverage. And concealer usually has a lot more coverage than some foundations do. So I'm going in with my Born This Way multi-use sculpting concealer in the shade Nude. This is pretty similar to my skin tone, so I'm just going to take this. And I don't put a lot on. I kind of just put it where my redness really is bad. And then just taking a foundation brush. I don't really swipe it. I kind of just pat it in. Okay, now my concealer is blended out, and you can see that, I mean, it's covered up a lot because this is very full coverage, if I can find it. It's very full coverage, so it kind of just took away the redness. Obviously, you can tell that my skin doesn't have anything else on it, but this is kind of like a good base and how I like to start when I have really bad skin days. So now I'm gonna go in with the foundation, and I have these two new ones I've never used before. I have the Smashbox Studio Skin Foundation and the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Full Coverage Foundation. I don't know which one I want to use. I've never used either of these, so I'm really excited to use both. I have used the concealer for this, so I think I'm gonna go in with the hydrating Smashbox one. That's what it says. It says 15-hour wear hydrating foundation. And then when I was buying it, there was like a sticker on the display of it, and it says now proven to be 24 hours. No one wears their makeup for 24 hours ever unless you're going to sleep, which you should not be wearing your makeup when you go to sleep. That is horrible for your skin. So yeah, whenever things say like 24-hour wear, blah, 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 like I don't believe it because it's not realistic. No one's gonna be wearing it. But 15 hours, I mean, there are days that I wear my makeup for 15 hours. I try not to. But yeah, I mean, there's times that I wake up, I have a 9-to-5 job, so I'll wake up do my makeup at 7 in the morning. By the time I get home from work, it's like 5:30. And if I don't go to bed and take my makeup off right away, I mean, there's days I could wear it for 15 hours and usually it looks like shit by the end of the day. So I'm interested to see this. It's 5 o'clock now. I've definitely not done anything today, so I'm not gonna be able to do a 15-hour wear test on this. Okay, so like I said, I've never used this before, so I don't know how much you need or how little you need. It does say foundation was created in our LA photo studio to look and feel amazing throughout the entire 15-hour shoot. Medium to full buildable coverage, oil-free, controls oil all day, sweat, humidity, and exercise resistant, color true and transfer resistant to a demi matte finish. To use, blend over skin with brush, sponge, or fingertips starting at the center of face. Okay, so I'm not going to be using my fingers. I can't. I used to do that when I was younger. That was awful. I'm probably going to be using a brush for this because that's how I really like applying most of my foundations. Applying this to my face, I'm just going to work in small sections to begin with. This color looks like it's going to be pretty good for me now that I'm pretty pale. I said I was going to start with a small area, and here we are. So I'm just going to start working that out using patting motions. Always blending down towards your neck. Okay. So it's definitely not full coverage. I'm going to be going in with another layer. It's kind of like not clinging to my nose area, which I feel like is weird. Like all this right here and the top of my nose, like it's really like breaking up and looks dry and like it won't cling to it. So I'm just going to go in with the second coat to see if that kind of helps even it all out. I'm doing really light patting motions with this brush that will give it even more coverage. If you're really blending it in, it kind of takes it away a little bit, but if the lighter you pat with your brush, the more coverage you'll be getting. I'm just gonna go over top of that with a sponge really lightly. This will just help pick up any excess that might be just sitting on top of my skin. Okay, so I just went in to try to get the crease out, the foundation out of the crease of my nose. And I don't know if you can see it, but it literally took the foundation off the second that I even just touched it with this. Like you can see there's like my skin showing through there. So I'm gonna go back on with the brush. I hate to say it, but I really don't like the way this is looking. Like at all. Okay, I think that's the best I'm gonna be able to get it. I'm gonna continue and do the rest of my concealer. Hopefully the concealer will be able to build this up and make it look better because right now I'm really not liking the way that it's looking. So I also picked up in my haul a Born This Way Super Coverage Too Faced concealer, and I already have this, but I have it in the shade Nude, and as you saw, it's basically the same color as my skin. So I picked it up in a layer shade called Porcelain. I'm hoping this will work. It was like 2 or 3 shades lighter than this one because this undertone looked better. Ooh. This is really I'm gonna I'm gonna even it out on this side, but I think I'm gonna have to go in with my ColourPop to lighten this up even more, because this looks darker than the shade Nude, so I'm kind of confused. Because I think there's like 3 shades in between Nude and Porcelain looks really, really dark. Okay, I'm gonna try to lighten this up with the ColourPop because this one's really light for me. Just gonna be putting on a ton of concealer today. Honestly, today, with how this foundation's looking, it seems like this is the day that it'll be okay to just cake on the concealer. Now that I look like a ghost, I have foundation in my hair. This actually helped the way that the foundation looked. I still don't like the way that it looks in the creases of my nose. Kind of looks like it's already breaking up and I literally just put it on. And if I touch my skin at all, it like takes off the foundation immediately. And I know it's not set yet, but usually that doesn't happen, I mean, just by like literally touching your face with anything. So I'm gonna try to set this really quick. Hopefully that will help it also. And as always, I like going in with a brush afterwards. This kind of just helps get rid of all the extra stuff on your face and takes it to parts and puts on other parts that weren't powdered all the way. The coverage is looking better, but I feel like that was kind of a lot of work and a lot of product to just try to get a normal base coat with my foundation. Maybelline Superstay does it on just one layer of foundation and I don't have to work with it. I don't really have to like panic, and that's $9 and this is $36. So I'm gonna keep trying this. Maybe the primer wasn't right for it because like I said, I did just try the primer, so it's really hard to judge a foundation when you're using a product you've never used before. I have to try it with another primer that I use on a daily basis. I'll probably use the Smashbox hydrating one. And honestly, that's probably what I should have done to begin with. I should have just used this with like my Maybelline Superstay, which is my favorite foundation, to really see how this works. And I should have used this with a primer that I always use and I know is good for basically all foundations to see how this really works. But I kind of just use them together just to see what would happen. And I don't know, I think it's this, because I mean the primer, it was like really tacky, so it kind of felt like it was going to grip it on, and this just wasn't giving me the coverage that I expected, and it was really breaking up and like not sticking to my nose area. And my nose area is extra dry, but again, this says that it is hydrating. So like I said, I'll have to try these separately with different products, so hopefully they will work better. I see me using them with different products in the next couple of videos just to really keep testing it out, and I'll keep you guys updated. So now I'm going to bronze my skin. I'm going to be using the Benefit Hoola bronzer. This is my favorite. I just restocked up on this, so it's brand new, which is always so nice to look at. The last one, it had just like a ring at the top that I was like jamming my brush into to try to get it until I got to the store. So I'm very happy that I just have this. I'm just going to tap off the excess. I'm going to spray my face with the Morphine Continuous Setting Spray just to kind of blend all the powders together. I swear this stuff has really changed my makeup, and I feel like a lot of people have said it, and before I bought it I was like, it's a setting spray. Like, there's no way it's going to change your makeup, but like honestly it really does. The way that this looks after applying all of my powders and foundation and just really like putting all of your base on, it just makes it all look so much more together and soft. Like, this now looks good to me. And just a couple minutes ago I was like, this video is not going the way I planned, and now it's starting to look more together. And I know like the more products you put on, usually it gets a little bit better and looks more complete. But really, if you guys haven't tried this yet, it's so cheap, it's affordable, it's so worth it. Pick it up, try it, you will not be upset. This is good for all skin types too. Okay, so I'm going to apply my brows and I'll be right back. Okay, now that my brows are finally on, how long does it take you guys to do your brows? Like, I'm seriously curious because it takes me so long to do my brows. And it's not like I don't have a lot of brow hair where I'm like creating like my whole brow. Like, I have a decent amount. But it still takes me like 10 minutes minimum to do my brows and carve them out. Moving on to the eyes, I have two palettes here and I don't know which one I want to use, and I don't really have like a idea of even what kind of look I want to do, which is totally not like me. Usually I either see like a inspiration, like I get an inspiration from a picture on Instagram, or I watch someone's YouTube and I'm like, oh, I really want to do that, or it's for an occasion, and I really have no end game here. So I just think I'm going to wing it. I don't know which one I'm going to use. I've used this before, but I haven't done like a crazy look with it. I've done like a very basic normal look. I think I used like twig, birch, and then I threw a little bit of cinder like on my lid, and that was it. So I really haven't worked with a lot of the colors in here. The Norvina palette, I really haven't used it at all. I've swatched it, and that's what I did on my last video, but that was the first time I ever actually even touched this. So I haven't even used this before on my eyes. So I don't know what I want to do. And I'm really upset because I actually really wanted to do a New Year's Eve look. It's actually New Year's Eve today, and you guys will be seeing this in the new year. So I'm sure you said it, but Happy New Year 2019. I'm not doing anything for New Year's. I'm having some people over, my brother's coming over, his friends, Ron, my husband, and like that's really probably it. Usually we, like last year we had a party with all of our friends, but we kind of moved far out, so not a lot of people want to come all the way out here and drink, which I totally understand. And I'm not a person to go out to the bar. I started working in a bar when I was 18 years old. I'm now 27. How old I am? No, I'm 26. Oh my God. I'm already almost 27, but I'm 26 right now. And I feel like I'm just like over the bar. I worked there for 6 years, a little over 6 years. And I was there 3 to 5 to 7 days a week sometimes. Like in the beginning, I worked like 7 days a week, and towards the end, I worked like 3 days a week. But I feel like I'm just over it. Like I just don't want to go to the bar. I don't want to be around all the people. And I don't know. And especially New Year's Eve, like it's crazy in the bar. I worked every single New Year's Eve. I think I only had one off in the 6 years that I worked there, and it was because I was sick and I just laid in bed all day. But it's crazy. Like the people that come out are always like really young kids. No offense to anyone that's younger than me watching this. It's a different type of crowd on New Year's Eve. And they even raise the prices of all the drinks. They start charging cover for places that they typically don't. And I'm like, yeah, that's not my thing. So I'd rather just sit at home with my family and my friends, buy my own beer, watch the ball drop on my TV and celebrate with them, than go out and try to fight the crowds. And plus, I'm not a big drinker. Like I'll have like 2 beers and I'm like, I'm set. Huge long rant. But yeah, I really wanted to get, the reason why I started talking about this, I really wanted to get a New Year's Eve look up, but with how crazy it's been, with Christmas just happened, and I got 3 videos up this week. It's been insane, so I wasn't able to do that, so I'm so sad. Next year, though. All right, I'm talking out loud, but here are my thoughts. So I saw Casey Holmes. If you guys don't follow her, she's amazing. I love her. Follow her. She did a look using this, and she didn't film it, but she did like a hair tutorial or, I don't know, something else while her makeup was already done. And she used this palette and used the color Cyborg with like a dark brown and the blacks, and it looked beautiful. And that's honestly one of the main reasons why I wanted this palette. So I'm thinking of either doing that or using this and doing like a rose gold look, because I have the Stila single, oh my gosh, the Stila single that I just bought, and this is beautiful too. So I don't know. I wish I could do both looks and have them both up and wear them both tonight, but that's not possible. I feel like I do rose gold quite often, like on a day-to-day basis. I do like a lot of like the browns and the orangey browns. So I'm going to do my dark look using the Sultry palette and using Cyborg all over the... I also just washed all my brushes, so everything is so clean and so soft, and they smell so good. Okay, so starting off, I'm going to be going into Birch, which is right here. I'm taking that on a JH31. I'm just going to start applying that in my crease. So because I'm going to be going in with dark colors, I'm going to put the translucent powder under my eyes. I love how soft and bouncy the Real Techniques sponge is, but when it comes to like baking and cutting things out with like your powder, the Morphe one is so much better. Like this, I struggled to get this line. The other one is just a swipe and it's done. And if you don't already have this palette and you're thinking about getting it or using it, this does have a lot of fallout. Honestly, fallout doesn't really bother me that much as long as it blends out and there's pigment when I'm putting on my eyes. I don't really care about that. I know some people really do. So if you are one of those people that really don't like fallout, know that this palette has a lot of it. Like even this, I only touched it a few times and there's a lot of kick up from it. Like I said, that doesn't really bother me. They perform well, everything blends out. There's definitely pigment on my eye, just let it be known that there is some kick up when you're using these shades. Now taking Dystopian, which is right here, and take that on the JH34, which is a very tapered, pointy blending brush, and place that right in my crease. Once you have built that up to how dark you want it, I really focus this. It's gonna look crazy right now, I know. It's gonna get better. I really just focus that in like a U shape, just in the crease. I do like a half cut crease for this look. Go back in with the JH31, go back into Birch. I'm just gonna lightly go over top of what we just put down and try to blend that out. Taking the JH33, I'm gonna go back into Dystopian, which is that dark chocolate brown. I'm gonna pack this on the lid of my outer corner. Going back into the JH31, I'm gonna dip back into Birch. And again, just lightly go on top of everything we've been doing, blending it out. In the JH33 again, I'm gonna dip into Noir, and I'm gonna so lightly just pack that towards the lash line on the outer edge of the corner, and then when there's like not a lot left, just bring it higher, but I'm not bringing that into the crease. And taking the JH31 with no additional product, just going over the tops. I just reapplied some of the translucent since it did fall off while I was blending. I just put some more on the outer corners. Using the ColourPop No Filter Concealer, I'm gonna go and cut half of my crease. Once I get to like the halfway mark, I take my finger and just blend it into the other colors. Sometimes with even all the brushes in the world, your best tool is your finger to be able to blend things out, like especially concealer and packing on like a shimmer or a glitter. Now the tricky part is to match what you just did on this eye to the other eye, because I can always do one really good eye, but then having to match like the height of it or like how far I go in is always the complicated part. So I'll be right back. Okay, now that both of the eyes are like half cut creases, they're matching as best as I could get them. I'm gonna go in with the shade Cyborg, and this is going to be the star of the show. I'm just gonna spray this a little bit more metallic and easier to use. So I'm going to take that about like a quarter of the way, almost halfway in, and then I'm going to be taking a small pencil brush and I'm going to go back into Birch and a little bit of Dystopian. I'm going to try to start blending that color to the glitter that I just put on, the Cyborg color. Going back into Cyborg, I'm just going to place that back over top. Taking the JH33 again, I'm going to go into Noir just a little bit on the JH33. And I'm just going to pack that to the outer corner. Again, just to get it a little bit more dark. Again, there's like barely anything on this brush. And again, with the JH31 and blend everything out on top. You can swipe off all the powder underneath her eyes. Going back to the review on the Smashbox foundation or the primer, I'm not sure which one is doing it, but I use the same concealer and the same powder that I always use. And right underneath my eye, you can see that there's like a ton of creasing, and it creased so much. And that never happens with this concealer. This concealer is never looking dry, it never looks creasy, and it is really, really creasing underneath my eyes. And I set it the same way like I always do, use the same concealer like I said. So I really don't know which one isn't working well right now. Working on the under eye, I'm going to take Dystopian again on a pencil brush. Tight line basically with this, and really closely to my lash line. Taking the JH40, I'm going to go into Birch. I'm really trying to really smoke this out and blow it out on the bottom. This is also going to help covering the creasing that was happening underneath my eye. It's kind of just going in the creases the more that I blow it out. Going into Noir, I'm just going to do that on the outer corner of my eye. I'm not bringing that all the way in. And blending that out. And just pick up any fallout that has happened. Just gonna swipe underneath my eyes. There's nothing on this brush either. I'm very indecisive today because I don't know if I want to do a winged liner or if I just want to put some lashes on. But I haven't done a lot of wings on my channel, which is so weird because back in the day, that's all I used to do. I used to wear a winged liner every single day until I started working a 9-to-5 job. And I was like, no. Mascara and some eyeshadow is fine, but I think I'm gonna do a wing liner today. Make this, I mean, we're already there. We're way dramatic. This is a blown out black smoky eye, which I never do anyways. So why not just tap some liner on? That literally probably just took me 20 minutes. I'm not even exaggerating. Like probably a solid 20 minutes. Because when I was putting this on, this is the NYX Epic Ink Liner. This is a great liquid liner for like matte shades or like no glitter, but it would not go on that sideboard color. So I had to go over it and over it and over it and over it to try to build it up. I mean, it ended up turning out pretty good, but it took a lot of work. And then my lashes, I was gonna use the new lashes I just picked up. They're like by Kiss, I believe. Yeah, the Kiss Lash Couture Triple Push-Up Collection, but these were just so bold for already like a bold look. So I was a little bit like hesitant to use such a bold lash. And I know a lot of people are like, the bolder the eyeshadow, the bolder the lash you can pull off. But this, I feel like it kind of like blocked everything that I just did. So I just defaulted to my Ardell Demi Wispy Lash because these are my favorite. I feel like they just complement every look. And I have really small eyes, so I feel like they just make everything else look more natural. I mean, this is not natural by any means, but like it doesn't look really, really, really overdone, like too much, you know, like it's not too heavy on my eye. Going a little bit out of order, but makeup is makeup. We're gonna take my very old Shade and Light Kat Von D contour kit, and I'm gonna go into the first shade and the second shade. I'm just gonna contour slightly. I feel like the heavier the eye look, the more you can go in with like a contour. And just to help blend that out, I'm gonna go in with my bronzer brush with no additional product on it. For blush, I'm going to use the oldest blush that exists. This is MAC. I bought this when I worked at Nordstrom, oh my God, like 4 years ago. I don't even know the shade because it's literally worn off, but it's like a shimmery kind of color. I don't even know, like a rosy shimmery kind of color, but it's really, really pretty. So I'm gonna take that and apply that to the apples of my cheeks. Taking my Hourglass Luminous Light Ambient Lighting Powder, I'm just going to apply that to the apples of my cheeks. And this also lightens your blush up a little bit because I did go a little crazy with the blush, but this lightens it up. And blush is the first thing to fade on your face, so it's okay to go in a little crazy. Now I'm just going to set my face again. Going in with the Ofra highlighter, All the Lights. I'm so excited to use this. I haven't used this yet. I just swatched it in my last video. I think this is gonna be perfect because I don't want to do like a really gold, like the Amrezy highlight. This is beautiful, but so it happened again. My camera died. I didn't realize it, and I filmed the intro, the end part, my review, my highlight, my lipstick. I'm so upset right now. So I just let my camera charge for a little bit just to finish this one part. So my thoughts on this is so intense. I mean, I had to go over it with a sponge and I was like screaming. I wish it would have been on film, but it wasn't. But this is super, super intense. I also use this for my inner corner and my brow bone because it's so beaming. And I'm doing my lips with the Kylie Jenner One Wish out of the Holiday Trio. And it was a little bit too pink for what I wanted, so I ended up topping it off with Bare by Jouer. And I kind of just like put that all around, and the outer corners was just this. And then I again just went in one more time with my setting spray just to really melt everything in together one last time, and that completed this look. So I'm so sorry that my camera died again. I think this happened one other time already. And I think last time it was only the lip portion that skipped out. This time it was the highlight and everything else that followed it. so it really sucks. But this is the final look. I hope you guys really enjoyed this, and Happy New Year. I can't believe it is 2019. It's currently New Year's Eve right now while I'm filming this. I have my family out there waiting for me, and I told them to go downstairs so they wouldn't hear me filming this. Like I was saying, I cannot believe it's already 2019. 2018 was a crazy, crazy year. Some losses. I ended up getting married. We sold our first house and bought our second house that I'm currently in that I love. There were just so many things that I learned. It was definitely the year of learning for me. And of course, I'm so happy I was able to finish my New Year's resolution and start my YouTube channel. That has been my dream and my goal for so long, and I was just always so nervous to actually sit down and do it, afraid of what people were going to think of me. And last year I was like, you know what, my New Year's resolution is to start my channel, and it was October, and I was like, I'm not going to let another year pass and not start my channel because it's something that I really wanted to do. So I sat down, filmed it, and I'm so happy I did. I'm so happy that you guys all follow me and interact with me. It really warms my heart that you guys are all passionate about the same things that I am. So thank you so much for joining this journey with me. And 2019 is going to be the best year yet. I just know it. I have so many things planned. I'm really going to try to start a schedule so I can have videos out a certain days of the week so everyone knows when I'm posting. So yeah, I hope you guys all had a great and safe New Year's Eve, and welcome 2019. I'm so happy. I love the new year. It just feels like a fresh start, and I just feel so motivated and good every time it's the new year. I can't believe that's already 2019, but I'm really excited for what it has in store. So that's all I have to say. As always, if you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up and leave a comment below with what your guys' New Year's resolution is. I love knowing your guys' resolutions. It always fascinates me, and sometimes I can pick up on something that you guys said that I'm like, you know what, I want to change that too. So leave that below, and always leave a comment with what you guys want to see next. If you guys aren't already subscribed, please subscribe and hit that notification bell down below. That way you guys get notified every time I'm uploading a new video. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.